Dr. Jazz.
Hey guys,
Dr.
Samo here.
Jazz.
Thanks for checking out the channel and its contents. And if you feel like it, please do subscribe. Thanks so much. Enjoy the video. Bye. How are you? All good?
Yeah, I'm doing as good as we can be, keeping things moving, you know?
Yeah, I mean, considering the States, it's like, yeah. Woo, crazy times.
It is
Crazy times. But yeah,
crazy times.
the music's keeping us alive. I
Yeah,
mean, I listened
egregious.
to the last record, man. It's killing. It's
Oh, thank you.
really good. It's like Miles Davis on acid or something, and bitches brew going like really somewhere
Oh
holy
man,
crazy. I don't know.
thank you so much. We're having a lot of fun, you know?
Yeah, it sounds. I mean, it's you and Calvin. I mean, it's just like woo.
Yeah, I've been so fortunate to be playing with him.
Yeah, yeah. But
He's incredible.
yeah, I wanted to start this talk by asking you. I know the group. I listened to the previous records a little bit. Sometimes you add piano, sometimes you add guitar, or it seems like. But the unit is like drums, trumpet, and bass. And what's the concept usually there? I mean, how do you guys set it up? You just start playing, or do you have some prepared chisel, or what's the idea?
What is the idea? I mean, I think there's a couple different parts of the concept going on in there. Um, I think I started the group as one of the like creative ideas that sort of came out of um, some lessons I had gotten with Brandon Ross.
Really
Yeah,
interesting.
I get some lessons with him here and there, and every time he leaves me with just a lot to think about and a lot to, just there's just a lot of meat on the bones there, you know.
Yeah,
Um, so I wanted to get a band on stage. I wanted an intergenerational concept. I wanted to be sort of facilitating some of um, the playing that Calvin does and bringing that around some younger folks, some folks my age, and sometimes like Tim Ragsdale is a good
yeah,
bit younger than me. I'm wanting to like connect some generations there. There's like some concept for me where I'm picking some folks who don't usually play in this style, you know. Calvin's like 100% at home, right? And in many ways can be like driving the ship, you know.
yeah.
And I'm trying to take some folks that have some different backgrounds and put them in new situations, you know. So it's a little cross genre.
Fantastic. Yeah,
Um, I and then as I've like done it, I've learned some people can use a little more direction, could use a little more offering some ideas, like because some people I would learn that one of the musicians his framework for like a fully improvised set was a hip hop set, and so then I was like, oh, okay, cool, well we can. I was like able to talk to him. We can have a broader compositional scope and when we approach this, so I've like come up with some graphics. I've like done some like made some PDFs that give some folks some ideas to think about ahead of time. Calvin doesn't want to look at them at all,
of
which
course. Yeah,
I don't blame him. Calvin's doing that, he does just what he needs to, but it's some of that's been a learning experience as a band leader, so learning how to talk to people who aren't used to like quite playing like a fully improvised set,
yeah,
and that sometimes folks would think that, oh, you don't need to prepare, and
yeah,
that's not necessarily the case. I'm preparing a lot for these things,
yeah,
and
yeah.
so yeah.
Because it is your group, right? I mean, you're kind of the guy who,
I'm the
in a
leader. I'm the
sense, or
leader. I'm the leader of the group. I'm the. I do all the behind the scenes stuff. But also one of the reasons this started was I was talking. Calvin and I met. We played a thing with Jamaladeen Tacuma. We played a couple of things
yeah,
with
yeah.
Jamal,
I know them.
and
Yeah,
that's how we met. And Calvin was telling me, he doesn't feel like he needs to do the band leader thing. And I was like, well, I can do the band leader thing if you want a band to play. So Calvin's influence on the group is obviously huge. You can hear on it, right? So I just saw it. I was like, man, if Calvin wants to play with me, I'm like, let me just make as much of that happen as I can.
Yeah. I mean, come
Yeah.
on, the guy played with everyone from
Oh my gosh,
John Lurie, Mark
his
Rebo to Ornette to, it just goes on the list.
James Blood Ulmer.
Yeah.
It's just he's
One
had
of
a
my
prolific
favorites.
career,
Yeah.
right? And you know the videos, it's really not. I think it's nice for folks to see the videos just because he is such he has so much fun when he plays. As I like, he's just a constant inspiration for me to try and bring that same energy level that he brings.
Yeah. The elders, right? It's so
Yeah.
nice to see that. I mean, it's such a good school for you as well, right? If you're put
Oh yeah,
with him in a different musical situation that you just have to listen, and I think that's the best way to play and to develop, man. That's
yeah.
great.
It's
Yeah.
really, I'm putting out these recordings, but it's also me just like this is me cutting my teeth, trying to learn as much as I can. At the first couple of gigs, I'm just like, okay, can I keep up with Calvin? you know, and
Yeah.
just like practicing for that, and then learning how and then I started to feel like, oh, okay, I can hold my own and I can grow from there.
Yeah.
So it's been, I'm blessed to be in that
It's
situation.
and you're recording every gig more or less, right? Or like
Yeah, we
you
try.
try, yeah.
We're trying to have every single gig
That's fantastic.
recorded.
Yeah.
Sometimes we miss some. At the very least, I'm getting some video of everything. But that was really pushed by a good friend of mine, Vince Johnson, who's actually he's a huge fan of your show. I
Oh,
bet you he's said he's listened to probably like every single one of your shows. But Vince is
amazing.
just he's been a huge he's just always pushing me to up the game, up we're doing. At first, he has an organization called Urban Movement Arts here in Philly, and he had like sort of a staff videographer, and he would bring his staff videographer in to record our gigs.
Oh
And so,
man,
oh
fantastic.
my gosh, what a
That's
another huge blessing, right? And that sort of got me to see the value of that and how I had to make sure as much as I could to be documenting every gig as much as I could. So,
yeah.
we're every time we're getting out there, we're trying to hit the record button.
Yeah, I mean, especially since it's improvised music, so it's just, I mean,
Yeah,
you
well,
never
because
know what you're gonna miss in a way if you
you never
don't
know what
record
you're
it.
gonna miss. Every
So
performance is one of a kind, and I think it creates a really nice exchange with the audience. So if like someone
yeah,
was at a certain show,
yeah,
they can go re-experience that, or if they miss, I got a guy that lives he's like in Maine or Rhode Island, and he's always asking me if I recorded it so he can hear it. Yeah,
that's beautiful. That's great, man. Yeah,
yeah,
I
yeah. It's
love it.
really nice to have that.
How was the first gig like with Calvin? Do you remember that? I mean,
Yeah, the first one was actually with Max Honig and Kayla Childs at the Black Squirrel Cup. We have some video of that up on YouTube,
oh,
and
I see it. Okay.
I'll send you. I'll have to dig
Oh,
that one
send me
up.
a link. Yeah, please.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. Yeah. I mean, it was lovely. It was my first time. Calvin's got to show up pretty early to set up that big drum set, um, and it, it was I think 2 summers ago now.
Well,
I think it was the same summer that um, Jamaladeen Tacuma had taken me to Morocco.
yeah.
Um,
How did it happen, man? That's that lighthouse project, right? Or with
oh
Odie
no,
and
it
Cole?
was
No,
well.
that's not that one.
He
This
has the
one.
Lighthouse album.
Yeah.
We recorded that Lighthouse album, and then Jamal has a lot of friends in Morocco, and I think he had set up some showcases, and then from one of the showcases, he had like gotten this gig, and I got to head over there, and he was able to set it something up. Rope a Dope Records has a nonprofit that like helped me have a little week-long residency there, and then we played a gig down in Agadir, and it was just incredible.
Beautiful.
The dream, and then I came back and like and played this thing with Calvin and Kayla and Max, and it was a yeah. I gotta go listen to that first one again. It's been so long. I hope to get Kayla and Max back in the situation at some point. It can be hard. It can be hard for me to want. I've got a lot of people I want to play with, and there's only so many gigs that come through. So it's hard to
Yeah, I hear you. Yeah,
hard to
yeah,
make get everybody in the rotation.
yeah, yeah.
Yeah.
How did you connect with Jamaladeen, by the way?
Jamaladeen, I met. I was working at the Philadelphia Clef Club of Jazz and Performing Arts. Um, which at the time I was working under the artistic director at the time was Levitt Hines, who he's been a great mentor to me, and Mr. Hines is really a prolific educator. Mr. Hines has been part of the education program he was running there. He's taught Jaleel Shaw, Christian McBride, Joey DeFrancesco, Jonathan Blake, Max or Ari Honig, Max Honig. The list the list of folks that came out of the Clef Club, and then later folks like Emmanuel Wilkins, Joseph Block. It's like the list of folks that came out of that education program at the Clef Club is really just astounding. And in many ways, like I was there like when I first started there, I was there like fresh out of school, and you got like high schoolers that were just playing circles around me. So I mean, being at the Clef Club, working under Mr. Hines was just such a growing educational experience for me to be learning the music there. It's like a
Yeah,
really beautiful place to learn the music. It's a place where that it's like passed down in a really beautiful way. The oral history is passed down, and so then I met Jamaladeen when I was working there. I think he was playing a gig for the Clef Club, and then he has his clothing shop, the red carpet room. And I was like, I could just go buy clothes from Jamaladeen to. I was like, yeah, I'm gonna go buy clothes, you know. So I dropped him a line, and the relationship with Jamal has really just been it's just been great. He's inspired me just to find more confidence in myself.
yeah,
Part of the thing, the clothes thing has like this. It's like not just about clothes. At least for me, he's like he likes to like have you try something on that you wouldn't normally see yourself wearing. And it's like it's beautiful because you get a moment to see how he sees what you might wear, right? And I would never see myself wearing it, and then I put it on. And it's like, oh, maybe I could wear that. And it's just Jamal, that experience going, it has just like taught me a way of viewing myself differently. And
yeah,
a lot of us musicians deal with different confidence issues. So he's been really, really just been really he's been just so nice to me, and just a huge inspiration for me. He helped out. He was a producer on the hymns album that we put out during the pandemic. We recorded that right before the pandemic. So Jamal has just been has blessed me in so many ways. So grateful to know him.
yeah. It's so important. I mean,
I feel like I'm stumbling over because I can't say enough good things about it.
Oh man, yeah. It's it's come on. It's normal. I mean, when you get to play with the elders, for me, it's the same. It's like you just learn from one tour with playing with some of the greats, and it's just like, man, you just finished university, like an MA in jazz, just from
Yeah, well, and then
10 gigs or whatever.
I was very grateful for all the folks I learned from in school. But then when you have some other experiences, like,
Yeah,
oh, the learning's just starting.
absolutely. Yeah.
Yeah.
Paul, how did you get? I mean, I know Philadelphia has a huge jazz heritage, from trumpet players Clifford Brown and Lee Morgan, I think, uh,
Mhm.
and all these other cats. And
Yeah, Clifford Brown's from Wilmington, which is
oh
like down
yeah,
the street, like it's a half hour away.
yeah.
Yeah, but they have the jazz
Kind of,
festival there.
yeah. Like,
Yeah, it's right nearby. Totally.
how did you get involved into jazz at all? I mean, like, what was the first kick that you said, like, shit, I want to do that? I mean, who did you hear?
I
Or
mean, I think it was. I mean, what the very first starts were definitely in school. I'm remembering like being in high school and like I'm supposed to be writing a paper and I'm sitting there listening to Coltrane records. Tell, telling my mom that I'm like it helps me focus.
but how did you find out about Coltrane?
I don't know. I'm like, it must have, I was in like jazz band in school,
Okay.
in high school, and I did start it. I was in jazz band in middle school too, so it must have, it must have found out about him and just like Google searched him or whatever at the time, and I don't remember, because I grew up out in the suburbs of Westchester, so I'm like out there trying to write a paper and like zoning out listening to Coltrane.
Yeah, it's a hard one to write a paper on then.
And then I think being in I was at James Madison University, and I got a jazz minor while I was there, and just like sort of realizing that the music that was like happening in the classical ensembles, while I like it was important, it was like not it wasn't connecting with me as much, like I needed to do something else. So
Mm.
yeah.
Did you start playing gigs immediately, jazz gigs? I mean, New York, I know. I've been in New York like every year until COVID. Like I lived there for 2 months or something like that and played and recorded.
I see.
Philadelphia, I've never been to Philly. I don't know anything about the scene. I mean, like, what's the scene now? Is it vibrant? Is it like lots of players? Because, New York has like, obviously Philadelphia is smaller, but like, how did you get involved in the scene, started to play gigs, and how's the scene now? Like, and
Yeah, I mean, I think in some ways I feel like a little disconnected from the scene because I have been focusing on this project. Definitely, and it's interesting. Philly can be a little clicky, so there's like different parts of
mm,
different scenes.
okay.
Um, and I definitely working at the Clef Club met a ton of people that way. And uh, got connected that way. I mean, one of the interesting parts of the scene here is just the diversity of the different kinds of music that you can find. Um, there's like the there's a healthy scene of folks playing like the more improvised music.
Oh, really? Okay.
Um, oh yeah, I guess I think about folks like Julius Masri is a drummer that plays a ton. Dan Blacksburg is a trombone player. Um, and and then there I also play some gigs that are like a little more R&B focused, or things with like there's a guy named Pedro Rodriguez. He's got a project called Pedro's New Groove Network. And he put out like a book that had like a soundtrack along with it
Oh,
last year.
wow.
That was really interesting.
Interesting. Yeah.
Sometimes I play with a guy named Dr. Guthrie Ramsey. He was a UPenn professor, has a musicology media group and things. So I'm also working on, I guess I have like a lot of, not all my interests are, I have like a wider range of interest than like just music because I really like making music with this poet, Yolanda Wisher.
Mm.
And we have an album that's going to be coming out in April.
Oh, beautiful, man.
So yeah,
Fantastic.
yeah. So I'm excited about that.
Yeah.
Yolanda is an amazing poet.
Is it like free improvised? You free improvise on her reciting the poems, or is like more
No,
contemporary?
I do like a little more production stuff for her.
Okay.
Some of it's a mix of things. It's like some of it's improvised. Some of it's a little more groove oriented. Some of it I got to do like some sound designy sort of things. But it was really nice, and we were like practicing for a gig, and it was like nice that we have a recording that's maybe like a little more production oriented, and then when we perform it for a gig, we got like a little more adventurous. So it was yeah.
Yeah, it's good, right? Yeah, yeah. I love that. How did you? I listened to that "You Sweet You," and
Yeah.
that's like quite a departure, man. Like from if I listen to Untethered, and it's, I mean, it's a beautiful album, like, but just like
Thanks.
it's like really, it's like, shoo, like,
Yeah, well, that was me like right out of school.
mm,
And that was like, I had just like finished my master's in jazz studies, and some of that was stuff I wrote was while I was in school, and I
but
guess
beautiful compositions. I mean, that Whispers of a
oh,
Rose.
thank
I
you.
listened to that one like
Thank
a
you.
couple.
And
It's
Alexa
really a nice
Barcini
album.
is like a great vocalist.
Yeah.
There's definitely some like, my teacher at LSU, Brian Shaw, is super into Kenny Wheeler.
Ooh,
So some of the tunes, yeah, some of the tunes have, Kenny likes to write with um he has like if I can't, I was like listening to it more in college, in grad school, but it was like I think like a big band suite that had a vocalist that wasn't
Yeah,
using
music for
words.
large ensemble. Yeah, a small
Yeah,
ensemble
so
for the
there's it
best
was
of the
like
best. Yeah.
vocals but no words. So I like had Alexa sing a good bit of things like that on that album. Um, and yeah, I think that departure, like some of that was I definitely felt like I needed to get some. I had to like. I guess there's some thinking of like before you take the departure, like having a certain core set of like traditional skills are important. Some people feel
Absolutely.
that way. Some
Yeah,
people
yeah,
feel
yeah.
that way. Some people don't. But I was like sort of like okay, I should learn how to do this stuff. Um, and then and I continue to work on that stuff, And even if I'm not playing it, I still practice my Louis Armstrong solos, because I mean to me that's like the core of the trumpet
Absolutely,
playing.
absolutely.
Um, and but then I got those lessons with Brandon, and Brandon was really telling me, Brandon Ross was telling me maybe the thesis of like those first couple lessons I got with him was just about being inner directed and doing what I thought I needed to do, which was sort of like, okay, time to, all right, I got to listen to myself and listen to my own, time to not worry about so much about what other people think and make sure that I'm doing what I think is important to me in my own
Mm,
development.
yeah.
So then we took a departure.
No, I mean the trumpet sound is there. Like actually, when I listen to it, it's like, oh shit, it's you, but it's just like musically, it's like boom.
It's
I
very
love it.
different,
I love
right?
it.
It's
I
very
love it.
different.
I love it.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's way more adventurous, because that is kind of like it's been done in a sense, if you know what I mean.
Sure.
And this is feel
Yeah.
like, okay, that's
It's been well, and also for the time at the time for me it was new, for
yeah,
me,
yeah,
new for
absolutely.
me. So
Yeah.
yeah,
Well, it's
yeah.
nice to see back on the development. Also, when I listened to my albums 20 years ago, I'm like, it's not bad, but I would, with this mindset, I would play differently. Or
Totally, totally. But I really do. It's one of the, like maybe it's one of the unfortunate parts of the industry that it's important to dig into something and do it consistently for a while to
yes,
build something. Even if my interests are broader, So I guess I'm sort of figuring out what the balance of that is because the untethered isn't maybe like my full expression, of like things that I want to do, but it's what we're focusing on right now, and it's super fruitful, and is a lot for me to dig into and learn from. So
yeah.
yeah,
Have you already played with this project, like in New York or somewhere else on the East Coast, or are you so far
we're
still
we're
in the
we're,
West
we're
Coast? Yeah.
working on it. We were supposed to get down to Virginia, like what was it last week, and we got a ton of snow,
Yeah,
and so it's getting rescheduled. I played at New Blue with
really.
It was one of my favorite performances last year because Brandon Ross came out and played with us, and Calvin
Ooh,
and Tim Ragsdale. Um, so we did that at the end of the summer last year. That was maybe the one time I've gotten up to New York. I have some conversations with some other venues that working on like Pittsburgh and Baltimore. But it's always a slog getting these things to happen. So
yeah,
I'm working on it. I'm doing my best.
yeah,
Gotta send some more emails.
yeah. It's terrible. It's one part of the business.
But it is one of the value thing, it's one of the, being able to, I think it really shows the value of recording every set and
Yes.
documenting all the time that we can do things right here in our backyard and push it and let people know about it and make
Yeah.
things happen.
Bandcamp is such a nice way to promote this also. It's
Yeah,
like
yeah, yeah.
basically no cost, and
Oh,
like
totally. And
it's
I mean,
the only platform right now, I think, honestly, to that kind of pays off. At least it doesn't pay off, but you know what I mean.
yeah, I mean there's a lot of things I love about Bandcamp, and they featured "Grasping for the Moon" as album of the day over the summer, and
Oh,
that was
that's
so helpful. It found a lot of new folks that were interested in the music that way. So that was really a huge bump. So
yeah, that's
I love that
yeah.
platform.
How did you connect with Brandon Ross, by the way? I mean, I'm a huge Brandon fan.
Yeah,
Uh,
I think it's actually interesting. So my friend Vince Johnson that I told you about, who's been taking all the video, he invited me to. Brandon was performing at Ars Nova, and we went to see him. And Brandon at the time, frankly, wasn't like totally on my radar. You know, I loved the performance, and before the performance, I was like looking up. I was like, just like, I was like, who? Okay, and then I realized he was on all these Henry Threadgill records that I had spent when
Exactly.
I was in school. I like spent so much time digging into these Threadgill records, and so and I'm like, oh, he's the guy that's done all this stuff that I love, and I love the guitar work and all that, you know. So I sort of felt silly that I hadn't like paid enough attention to the side musicians on the liner notes, but I guess in some ways I had also like gone away from that music for some time. But and then I was just like checking out all his projects, and I was like, oh my gosh, this guy's amazing. I just sent him a message after the performance. I sent him a message online if he'd be open to a lesson, and he was. So
Beautiful.
yeah, that and he just blows me away because he's like he one of the things I admire most about his musicianship is he's like a chameleon. He'll, you can his sound is often very identifiable, but he'll be on one thing and sound one way and be on something else and sound completely different, and it's just like, oh, and it's always amazing. So
Yeah, he's
it's a
such an
big
underrated player, man. Really.
huge
Like,
inspiration,
yeah,
huge inspiration.
beautiful. Yeah, man, you should invite him to the group, like, and record some of Untethered with him. That
Oh,
would be cool, man.
I would love to.
He would probably come. I mean, he's a nice guy, so
Yeah, yeah.
yeah, beautiful, man.
I have been scheming about finding a way to get him down to Philadelphia.
Yeah,
So
yeah,
I'm sort of
definitely.
looking for the right moment where I can make that all work.
Beautiful, man. Yeah.
Yeah, yeah.
What are the plans for you for this year? I mean, Untethered continuing, and some other projects you have going on, and or you mentioned
Well,
the album with the poet, and
yeah, I have a lot planned for this year. I'm excited. I've like lined up a couple things. For Untethered, we have a performance this Friday.
yeah,
I'm working on a grant for a performance downtown in April, and then Vince Johnson, who I mentioned three times now. I told you he's the biggest supporter. So he runs Urban Movement Arts, and we're working on a performance. One of the videos online you can see is of Untethered in Motion that we play with some dancers, right? So he's working on pulling together another performance like
oh,
that.
beautiful.
Because he's super connected in the dance community. There's some specific dancers that he wants to bring in to play with us, and so I don't know. I think it's okay to talk about because it's not all finalized yet, but we're working on pulling that together. So that's the
Yeah,
next thing for
beautiful, man.
Untethered, and I'm trying to get we're working on getting back down to Virginia. We're going to do that in the fall because we had some school workshops lined up with that. So we're going to work on a date in the fall to do where we can do a performance with the Charlottesville Jazz Society. And there's a high school there that's like an old buddy of mine, and then we're gonna stop by JMU and do a workshop there in my alma mater. So really, I'm just hoping to get the band outside of Philly more. So we have a couple of
Yeah,
leads. We have a couple of leads for that, and then we have this album we just released with the trio, which I'm super excited about. I think the trio Grant booked a gig at the end of the summer last year, and he
Phronesis.
booked
You mean that one, right?
yeah,
Phronesis.
Phronesis, yeah,
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 yeah. So
yeah,
that's a
yeah, yeah.
beautiful one. Yeah, yeah, yeah.
Oh, thank you. Yeah, I mean, and that's the trio. I think we sort of realized how nice the trio was because Grant booked a gig. It was under the Calvin Weston trio, the high school park recordings. If they're on YouTube, it was under that, and I was like, oh wow, this opened things up. The trio opened things up a lot. It felt very natural, and then I said, Grant, is it okay if I also call it the Untethered Trio sometimes? And he said, yeah, that's okay. Those guys met when I brought Tim in the group at the beginning of last year. So I think it was only natural. It's pretty organic.
Yeah,
But
beautiful,
just
beautiful.
the trio, I'm hoping to explore that more. Just the trio setup is just create some space that allows me to fully do some more and lets there be space while I can do some extra stuff at the same time, you know.
Yeah.
So there's that, and then there's the album with Yolanda Wisher. She was a poet laureate here in Philadelphia several years back, and she's had some things published in the New York Times and stuff. So that album's gonna be called Nature Girl. We do a version of Nature Boy that's Nature Girl, and so that's coming out. And then over the summer, I'm gonna release some recordings from when I was in Morocco. I have some things.
Wow.
And that has Jamaladeen on it, has some Moroccan musicians on it, some folks that there was this guy, you know, I was staying in this apartment, and this guy Mohammed was running his little gimbri shop not underneath my apartment. Gimbri is like a Moroccan instrument. It's similar to a bass, but it has goat strings, it has 3 strings. So gimbri is part of the Ganawa music, you know. And this guy Mohammed, you know, we couldn't speak the same language, but I like take my trumpet down there and I play with them, and they were like so cool with me. And I said, hey, if I give you guys some money, can we record some stuff? And they were like, yeah. So it was you know, Mohammed. He was just such a nice guy. And he would like, we'd have to talk through a translator sometimes, or sometimes we wouldn't talk at all. And one of the times he like talks to me, he's like, this guy's always in my shop. Cause I just go, they'd be down there like playing, and I go down there play with them.
Beautiful.
I'm hoping to get back there, cause it is so nice being there. I'm you know, putting the album out with the music from Morocco, and Randy, and this woman Randy is on the record too. She's from Copenhagen. I'm embarrassed because I meant to look up how to pronounce Randy's last name. Here, Randy. It starts with a P. Hold on, let me, because I had to practice this. Pontopidan. Randy, okay. I'm so sorry. Randy, I'm sorry. Forgive me. I just always know her as Randy, and I just the last name was tough for me. But she's a great vocalist from I think she's from Copenhagen. But she's on there too, and she does some really wonderful stuff.
Fantastic.
Yeah. I love Randy. So Randy, please excuse my lack of preparedness if you see this.
Yeah. Well, come on. You're American. Yeah. I'm kidding.
You're American. You expect the ignorance from us?
Yeah. No. Bad joke. Sorry.
Bad joke. It's all right. It's all right.
I'm kidding.
I can take a little heat.
No, but beautiful, man. I'm looking forward to the records. I'll definitely follow it, the band site and everything, just to hear it.
Yeah. I'm super excited for those to be out, and I've been like wanting to be in a place to have a couple things in the pipeline, you know.
Yeah.
Where I don't feel like I'm playing catch up all the time. So now I'm like thinking about what to do in the fall or next year, and I feel like I have some time to breathe, and not like I'm busting my buns trying to get it out the door, you know.
Yeah, absolutely. It's beautiful, man. I hope you make it to Europe one day. You know, we can hang and play or whatever. And
oh, please let me know. I've definitely explored the possibility, but you know, finding the way to make it make sense can be tough.
Yeah.
So
yeah. After COVID, it's gotten harder. I mean, it's really.
Yeah. I would love to, especially like that trio. I feel like that trio is pretty nimble and ready to move. So
yeah, the trio is. I love the trio. I mean, that's my favorite.
Yeah,
it's because of the space, and I mean, yeah.
It lets me let some loops go without getting in everybody's way.
Yes.
You know,
and it lets the bass holds everything together, and you
lets me have some.
Going,
yeah.
So.
lets me have like maybe have something going on the computer and on my pedal board at the same time, and where like if I do that with a bigger group, it's maybe too much. But the trio lets the space be there, lets it breathe some.
Yeah. Beautiful, man. Fantastic.
Yep. Thank you.
Cool, Paul.
Is that
we
it?
did a nice chat. Yeah, come on.
Okay, cool.
Nice.
Great.
Stuff, so.
Nice.
So thanks for finding the time, man. I appreciate it, and for the.
Thank you for your interest.
Yeah. And
Yeah, it means a lot. Just I've been just that you've interviewed Brandon and Wadada Leo Smith and
yeah, some of my
all these
favorites,
people.
man. Yeah.
I'm like I can't believe this guy wants to interview me too.
Sure, come on. I love the music, man. So it's all
Thank
music.
you.
Yeah, beautiful, man.
Thanks. That's
Yeah.
right. Yeah.
Cool, Paul. I'll send you the link when this is out, and if you're gonna be in Europe, somehow you make it, just drop me a line. We have a guest room here. You can stay here, or whatever, if you want to experiment.
Oh yeah. Let's go.
Let's hang in.
Yeah.
Dr. Jazz.